Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss about why direct casting is quite dangerous in PHP. So let's start by example. For example, I am declaring one variable $id and pass it a value abc, right? And then we will typecast it as integer, right? Int, we'll just pass id and we will check the results of it. And as you can see, it's start to show int 0, so that's fine because this one is a string, right? This one is a string, so when we are going to typecast it, then it says okay, this one is 0, it converts it into 0. For example, if we check it with if $id greater than 0, it said no, it's false, as this one is a string value, so that's why it returns as false. For example, 5 false, less than 0 right, again false. Okay, this is fine. So this thing is working fine, no problem in it. Okay, so now for example, if in the string there is a value called 8, right? 8. Now we check if id greater than 7, for example. So it now start to show okay, it's true, but in real case this should be false. So what the PHP is doing, whenever we check compare both of these, then this is the integer value, so PHP converts it into integer. As I mean, this PHP is casting it to int value. So let's check by casting it. Okay, I will put int here and then put id, right? Now check its value. As you can see, this one is PHP converted it into 8, as the first character is 8. So this is quite wrong, and in some conditions this could be really like dangerous in our code. For example, if we are updating or inserting something in the database based on it, then I mean, this will not be the right way to do that. So to overcome this, the one thing we can do is, the first we will check if this id is numeric. There is a function in the PHP that we can call id, right, is numeric. Then we will typecast it with the int, it, then id. Else, for example, we will just display invalid value, right? Okay, so here I will just put $id, right? So as you can see, now it's invalid value, right? There is another way that you can do it. There is a filter function. You can I think we will run it by where done, right? Where done filter where. Here we will put the value. For example, first we pass 8 and filter validate, right? Validate int. So this function will check, filter it if it's integer or not. So let's check the output. You can see the first one is invalid int. I will hide it for the time. Okay, this one is now int 8, right? And for example, if okay 5 abc, I pass it, So now it returns false. So what this function is doing, if our value is valid, then it simply returns the value, otherwise it returns false, right? The thing then we can do is id equal to $id, right? Over here we can check if $id not equal to false, right? Echo valid value, else equal invalid value. Okay, just now make this comment. Now if we check, okay, there is an error, parse error here. Okay, this one it says invalid value. This one is correct, right? So if we pass now 8, yeah, valid value. If we pass 0, it shows valid value, right? For example, if we here this thing is, this should be take care. For example, if we do like that way and check, see now it's start to show invalid value, because as id is 0, so here PHP converts this id into boolean value and check, and both are false here. So this condition failed, so that's why invalid value displayed. For example, if 0 not equal to false, right, it says invalid value. Now one more equal to valid value. So this one it basically checks if the value is, I mean this one we can say strict not equal to. In other words, this one is strict equal to, right? So we, for better understanding, we change it equal to, now we can change it, we cannot change it into true, so we simply check it by not equal to false, because this function will return false or the value. If the value is 0, then this 0 also matched with the false, but if we put strict equal to, then this would be not false and the over value would be valid value. As 0 is, we all know as 0 is valid value, right? Or if the thing is you don't need a 0 here, now the one more condition we can add is and $id greater than 0, right? Okay, now it's again invalid value. First we check if it's not false and id, or in other words, if you don't need to take 0, you just use, right? So id not equal to false and it shows invalid value. So this is the main thing that you should take care whenever you cast. For example, if we now talk about float value, the thing is I personally use this function to validate, because it checks if value is integer or float or any type of numeric value. It checks if it's okay, then I cast it to anything, right? So let's try to cast 5.12, right? Okay, if we for example, if I put a here, then we just simply, okay, where dump we cast it to float and $id, right? Yeah, it's again converts it into float value. So rather than this, we will use this function, or we can first use is numeric, right? Is numeric $id, we will check the result. Yeah, it's false. The other one is we will check by filter where $id filter validate float, right? So here by this way we can also check. It shows false. If we delete this, you can see now it's valid value, right? And now if we compare, for example, if $id triple equal to 5.1250, right, echo valid value, right, else echo not valid. Okay, let's see what it prints. Okay, it shows not valid because even the values, this id, this value and this value are both the identical one, but there is a one difference, that this one is a string and this one is a, you can say, float value or numeric value, right? Actually the data type here is not matched. The value is matched but data type is not matched. So we just, if we do like this, then it's a valid value, but I always recommend use this way. Here the thing is we will typecast our value, right? Or you can use float value. Okay, now you can see both are matched. Here we can use where dump $id, yeah, it also float 1 to 5, right? Here if we check the id, yeah, here string of 6 characters, here we typecast it to float value. So this is the correct way according to me. Whenever you use numeric values, you can typecast it by that way, but first always you have to check its data type, because otherwise PHP automatically converts it into numeric value if it finds some numeric digits and in the start of the value or string. So I hope all of you would like my video, and if you really like, then please subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you and have a good day.